What's really going on with the IFA right now? So it's been a couple months, been really busy. Um but I haven't really been doing this, so just catch up to date. So we know the IFA kicked off 3 weeks ago with that Chala Rebellion Dallas Prime game where the Prime ended up shutting them out. Was it 24-0? And then followed by that a week later, we had a day later, we had the Huntsville Astros take on the like Nashville Hornets or the Tennessee Hornets in a game that ended 45-0. So the IFA's been trending, and the IFA's been trending for the wrong reason. It's not working. Doesn't mean the model's not working, doesn't mean the teams aren't working, doesn't mean teams aren't good, doesn't mean everything elite isn't good. The IFA itself isn't working. They messed up somewhere in the process, and now teams aren't playing. The season isn't going on. People will blame this guy for being a scammer, that guy for being a scammer. Somebody's stealing somebody's money. Something's going on here, something's going on there. The model is fine. The league itself, the way it's structured, is fine. I feel like somewhere in the process they messed up. Now, the Tampa Bay Tornadoes aren't going to play. The Ohio Valley Ironmen just shut down operations. The Tennessee Hornets just shut down operations. There's literally only like one team remaining, that's the Huntsville Astros. And that being with the Astros, it's literally just a copy of the Beavers, not run by their former general manager because of all the allegations and issues that they'd run into. They're not running into that anymore. That's what's going on with the Astros. The Astros are like literally a last second expansion team, but all the pieces with the Beavers just were put right over there with coaching staff, quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, the whole roster, really, except little tweaks and stuff like that. But that's what's in Alabama. And the Astros are legitimately like a second, third tier UFL team. They're a few pieces away from being a legitimate UFL team. That's why they had no problem beating the Hornets. And if they went up face to face against the Ironmen, that would have been a probably Astros win. Probably. I'm very impressed with what I saw in that 45-0 win on the offense and on the defensive sides. I think that the Astros are really, really good. But that's 1/10 of the league. All the other pieces aren't like that. Now they claim they have 6 pieces or 6 franchises set for next year. In addition, they're looking for 2 more. I'm assuming that Tennessee and Ohio are going to be in there. I'm assuming, but I don't know. I'm also assuming that they're possibly going to take a team probably back from San Antonio, bring on that Dallas team, that Arkansas team, Chalara, and another New Mexico team that they have to still have yet to announce. But there are also people who were supposed to come in who are hella mad. That Toledo expansion, that was supposed to happen. But the guy running the expansion in Toledo claims that Jason Adams was scamming him, running fraud, and stealing money from him. We could go on about Will Hanna, but I'm hearing more and more stuff about how he's a criminal and how he's stealing money from and stealing opportunities from other people. And I'm hearing more and more about how what's in Alabama with the Beavers, not with the Astros, but with the Beavers is legitimately even more fraud. I don't know what's going on. Personally, I don't know. I know people who know, but I don't know what's going on. I have no information. I'm not going to be here and sit here and say, this guy's wrong, that guy's right. I don't know who's right. And it's a long point. It's a long story. And there's a lot I don't know. But what I do know is there's only one team left this year. And that's in Huntsville. There are going to be 3 more showcase teams. I don't know. I don't even know if Chalar is going to play another snap. I don't even know if the IFA is going to last till next year. Who knows? Who knows what goes on? Not me. I have no clue what goes on. Anyways, in conclusion with that, the UFL season wrapped up with the DC Defenders beating the Michigan Panthers. Jordan Campbell playing MVP lights out ball. Bryce Perkins wins the league MVP though. And Bryce Perkins has talks about him going to the NFL. Back to the NFL after a very, very good season. It's like Perkins only played 60% of games. He only played 6 games, a playoff game, in the championship. And then championship game, I think he played flawless. I mean, a couple mistakes here and there, but I think Perkins genuinely is a very, very great and talented quarterback. I know he's had tryouts and stuff like that. A lot of UFL players have also been signed, including Harrison Mevis, Dresser Wynn. For some reason, Wynn didn't really do anything at all, and he got signed by the Rams. And a lot on that landscape. A lot. Joshua Corbin, the league's leading rusher, got signed to the Atlanta Falcons. I don't really know what he's gonna do. They already got, Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, but I guess he might do something. I don't know. A lot of retirements have also happened and stuff like that. But the UFL is generally trending in a good direction. There's a lot of talks about there being a draft. Not a draft. I mean, the draft's happened is pushed back till December 2nd. But there's a lot of talks about there being a free agency and that there's going to be an open free agent market. This happened in the USFL a couple years ago. Players were getting signed there. Players were getting signed there. This has already happened in spring football. But we're going to see it on the national landscape because the USFL started to compete with the XFL. Now we're going to see it in one league. So, let's say this one. Birmingham brings back all 3 quarterbacks that they had last year. Corral can go wherever he wants. J-Mark could go back up in Houston now. He doesn't have to return to the same team. He could just go sign there again. The rights are not retained or owned. So it means they can go anywhere. So which meaning next year we're going to see let's say Jacob Taylor says enough in St. Louis. Let's go to Houston. If Houston is still a team. That'd be pretty fun to see. I would not mind that. And then the UFL draft is also going to happen September 2nd. I don't know who's getting drafted, to be honest. I'm excited though. I will sit down and analyze, but I'm very excited for that one. A lot of UFL talk. Are there gonna be IFA players who play in the UFL next year? Players who took snap in IFA this year, playing over there. Honestly, I know there were talks about how the IFA and the arena leagues are the IFA's here, arena leagues here. I'd rather play in the IFL than the IFA. I'm being dead serious. I'd rather play in the IFL than the IFA. I'm just saying. And week 7 of the ELF kicks off this Saturday. We got some pretty good games. The Madrid Bravos take on the Hamburg Sea Devils to start the game off on Saturday. Roadclaw Panthers versus the Enthroners. Celtic Mercenaries have not yet gotten a win. I don't think that continues because they're up against the Nordic Storm. Rainfire take on the Berlin Thunder. Berlin Thunder have some very, very talented people on offense. After they lost Bryce Goggins for the season, I feel like they could still catch momentum. I think I've seen a lot from them. I've been very impressed. The Peru Ryans take on the Frankfurt Galaxy, Vienna Vikings, and the Tyrol Raiders, which will be possibly a game of the year. 4-1 and versus 4-2, and it's going to be pretty impressive. Paris Musketeers at 3-2, taking on the Cologne Centurions. Sturtat Surge and the Munich Ravens take off this weekend. First in passing has been Madrid, averaging 341 yards a game. I've been very, very, very impressed with how that offense moves and how that offense functions behind quarterback Reed Sinet, of course, former NFL quarterback, a lot of UFL experience, and he's not missing a beat at all. The Rainfire versus Berlin Thunder, that might be a pretty important game. At the receiving side, Berlin with the receiver Foster, very impressive. Only the age of 19. I feel like we could expect to see him jump. And Peru, as they take on the Galaxy, Matthew McKay's been passing the ball very, very well. So has Javarion Smith, but that run game in Peru has been very, very good. Ben Holmes, of course, always playing like usual. Really good. Tampa Bay Tornado signee and Cozy Perry is also playing over there in Tyrol, so that's something to keep an eye out for. Centurions, you haven't even won a game. What's up? What's up with that? Um, the Cloaks Centurions haven't even won a game, and it's been low key a mess. The Munich Ravens though, ground game's been good. Passing game's been solid. I feel like we catch them getting a win in over the Surge, and for our game of the week in Vienna and Tirol, I think we see Vienna take the win here because Vienna's a really good team. No doubt in my mind, I think we take Vienna with the win here in the games. Predictions though, Mercenaries lose, Panthers win because Enthroners ain't even good, and the seed I feel like Hamburg upsets Madrid in this game. Um, that's really it. I feel like a lot of players I've been very impressed with. Of course, there's the usual, like Reed Sinet. Sinet's just generationally good, and I think that he's NFL talent. We all know he's NFL talent. Um, do I think he goes back to the NFL? No, I think he probably plays the rest of his career over here in Europe. The ULF has caught a lot of stride over the past few weeks too. So the fact that the ELF's catching their stride and that they're finally going to make that push, they haven't really been profitable for themselves, but I feel like soon they probably do. But that's enough with that with the ELF right now. Championship kicks off this weekend. The Arena Crown between the Albany Firebirds and the Nashville Cats. Nashville Cats, I did not expect to make it this far. They've had so much not coaching changes. They've had so much changes by quarterbacks, or rather people throughout the team, but they've had so much changes. And the fact that this team is on its way to a championship, they got past the Nashville Cats, the Oregon Lightning, the Corpus Christi Titans, and now they find themselves in the championship. It's crazy. The Firebirds, I'm not surprised. They got CFL guys on the roster. I'm not surprised. Their kicker literally can score like all the points, and they could win just by their kicker. I'm not surprised. Now, if Nashville takes them down, I am surprised because the Firebirds are probably the best team in all of arena football right now. Yep, I said it. The Firebirds, they're the best team. I don't think they can really lose to. I mean, I don't think they've lost all year. I don't think they lose to any other team. Um, the IFL kicks off this week, week 13 tomorrow. So we're recording on Friday, so it's coming out like tonight. But Jacksonville Starks take on the Iowa Barnstormers. Mass Pirates take on the Arizona Wranglers. I believe so. I don't know. Frisco Fighter takes on the Tulsa Oilers. Last week we saw TJ Edwards go down with a nasty injury. Wish him the best. I hope he can return. Maybe hope he can return for the best. Possibly get outside of the IFL, go somewhere else, like play in Canada or maybe even overseas in Europe. Maybe even in Mexico too. And then we got the Bay Area Panthers taking on the Northern Arizona Wranglers. Not too much to say about that. The Blizzard take on the Rattlers. Now the deal is like, bro, I'm tired of watching the Blizzard take on. I'm tired of watching the Rattlers, bro. The Rattlers always win. I'm tired of watching it. And Vegas takes on Tucson. Vegas has been pretty disappointing this year. Tucson has been also very disappointing this year too. Massachusetts has finally found a stride, especially the first few weeks. It was a little iffy, but Bahar finds a stride. I feel like the biggest news factor is Tuala Tagovailoa going over to Massachusetts now. I feel like that's probably the biggest one. Sharks have been very disappointing too. Area has also been very disappointing. I feel like the two teams that have been living up to a lot of the hype is Green Bay. Fisher Fry, especially that Vincent Espinoza touchdown last week. That one's been carrying over a lot. And then we also talk about the Oilers, but now that Edwards is down, I don't really think that's much of a conversation for now. I know that a lot. Oh, well, I'm on the iPhone network, by the way. I purchased the iPhone network because I was like, bro, that's an investment. No, I'm kidding. It's not really much of an investment, but a lot to look forward to. A lot to really look forward to. I know that the playoffs are shortly upcoming, and I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to this next push coming up. Now, finally, the IFA Now, finally, the IFA kicks off like what should be like week 4, week 5. I know they've had a lot of scrimmages between semi-pro teams, this, and that. What's the most like funny thing is the Ohio Valley Ironmen didn't allow a single point all season. Every single game they played, they didn't allow a single point. That would probably ended when they played Huntsville, but they didn't allow a single damn point. Impressive. Anyways, the Huntsville Astros take on the up one showcase team. This team is not good. I don't even think they're gonna play a single game. I don't even knowing up one's reputation. It's always a trust me, bro. I don't think that this game actually happens. I don't think that this game's actually gonna be played on any landscape or any level at all. It's just a sad truth. I know we're all excited. We're all looking forward to this matchup between Up One and the Huntsville Astros. But let's say Up One happens to put 40 people up in suits to play. They're getting their butts kicked. If this game happens, Astros 95, Up 1-0. Up one's not good. Up one is not good. I think that Shane Anderson is a phenomenal coach. I think if you asked me 7 months ago who Shane Anderson was, I would have said I have no idea. Now I'm like, Shane Anderson is a good coach, good mentor, good leader, and on that roster they got players who low key could have played in the NFL. Guys like John Warren could have played in the NFL. Irie Durham, I know he had like some interest in the NFL, and like there were talks about him being brought on to play in the XFL, and that would have been a shock to me at the time. I'd be like, who the hell is Irie Durham? DJ Law, that whole roster. And they had to go up against Up One. I'm like, there's no way on earth that game's gonna happen. I mean, it could happen, knowing Up One's reputation, this, and that. There's no way that Huntsville loses to Up One. There is no way on earth. If that ever happens, people DM me say like, "Hey, look, you're an idiot. You're a retard." There's no way on earth. I feel like they could beat the Beavers. They could probably be a fight against the Hornets, but it's bad, bro. That team's so garbage. That team's so trash. But they also beat teams in like winners, like arena football, I guess. They won games. They actually ended up winning some games. And I was like, what the hell? The AAL2 also kicks off its playoffs this weekend, but I'm only gonna dive into that. My AAL2 players, I know who you are. You know who I am. Good luck to you guys this weekend. I wish everybody the best when it comes to how they play this weekend. Good luck to everybody, and I really hope that you guys make the best out of your guys' career from here on out. And this also comes to in this championship too. Good luck to both parties. I'll be sitting down. I'll be watching. I'm very excited to watch this arena crown. I was able to watch last year's game for the arena football championship, but I'll be sitting down watching tomorrow's game, and I'm very, very excited. I'm really looking forward to what this has to offer. And the IFL, bro, the IFL's the king. The AF1 has like a better market name, but it's like, bro, the way the IFL is structured it's insane. I like it. I feel like the IFA should follow the AF1's or the IFL structure. And the NAL ended a few weeks ago, but we all know about the NAL, the Beaumont Renegades, defending championships and all that. But I'll be looking forward to doing player interviews and getting this podcast back and running. I have a lot going on, and I'm really looking forward to getting like this back up and running, get other stuff back up and running. And I'm trying to record videos and do like other separate stuff, make things cool, work on TikTok and stuff like that. I'm back to doing this. It was just a job that I had and stuff like that, but I'm actually gonna get back to doing this and focusing on this more and more because genuinely I'm good at it, and I had a lot of support and a lot of people doing this. I don't know why I stopped, so I'm gonna make sure to get back to doing this full time and stuff like that. Anyways, this episode tomorrow, record another one. I'll make sure to put as much out as I can. I'm gonna push a lot of stuff out, so There were things I was working on that I wasn't able to finish. I'm not gonna go back, finish that, and post that. I'm just gonna keep pushing forward. I got a lot of ideas I want to try out, a lot of things I want to do. I got film I got to react to. I got things I got to react to, and stuff that I got to go through. But for everybody who supported me, thank you. I know I've reached 50. I reached 50 subscribers and everything. I'm gonna keep the ball rolling, and I'll make sure to put out quality content. Make sure it's entertaining. Make sure it's good, and make sure it's something people could listen to. People could genuinely listen to and genuinely enjoy. But for all that, thanks to anybody who listened this far. Thank you, and I'm gonna just keep the ball rolling.